on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun.
Hey, I'm Darth FTFE and welcome back to the channel that does the stupidity what those scummy rebels did to the Death Star. 1.7 million people dead.
2020, fuck you. Darth Vader died. The guy who played Darth Vader, who was from my neck of the woods in Bristol. 2020's been a fucking shit year. But let's try and make it a little bit better with a flat earth debate. You may have seen my guest tonight recently on MCToon's channel. That was fun. He's back to explain to us why we're all wrong about everything. Flat Earth Focker, welcome to the channel.
Hey, Craig. Thank you very much. It's finally here, like almost 2 years later. I am a man of my word. I know it took a while, but you know, life happens, and I know you're
life definitely happens.
Me, when are we going to do this talk? So I came on, and I'm here to kind of tell you how you're wrong, because you're not going to be able to prove the globe to me. So that's it. I'm not here to prove no flat earth, because flat earth is self-evident. It's our reality. It's what we see. It's what we experience as a flat stationary level stationary world.
Okay. I guess the best question to ask then is one I guess I ask everybody is, why is there no evidence for the flat earth if you say it's so self-evident?
Why is there no evidence? I mean, every piece of evidence, scientific experiments, our eyes, our reality, our senses, it's okay. Level and stationary. Like, what do you define as evidence?
Could you tell me one scientific experiment that has come to the conclusion that the Earth is flat?
Like, you want a name of an experiment?
Yeah, just one.
Well, do I need to deal with names? Is that where you guys are caught up in? Is like,
I mean, it's just I've never heard of one. So if you're saying that there's scientific, experiments that have demonstrated the Earth to be flat, I would love to see it, because that goes back to my question: why is there no evidence? I've never seen an experiment where the result was the Earth is conclusively flat. And I've spent the past 2 years since we agreed to have this talk furiously researching and looking for any evidence of the Earth being flat, and I haven't found any.
Oh man! Well, what defines a scientific experiment, man?
I guess if it follows the scientific method. I mean, I can think of countless experiments that demonstrate things that conclusively show the Earth to be a globe. All the way back from the Michelson Morley experiments to the Pound-Repka experiments of gravitationally shifted photons leaving the surface of the Earth, to Cavendish experiment to prove gravity, to other experiments that prove gravity, like the Schehelian experiment. You know, these are things that are all conclusive evidence of the Earth being a globe in the way that we say. And they're quite easy for me to cite. There's so many of them. Why isn't there any that show the Earth to be flat?
Oh my God, you're starting off with that, eh? You're just blatantly just going to be in denial, and oh man, I don't know how to last an hour here, Craig. This is like ridiculous. Oh man, the level of dishonesty, it's amazing.
I'm not being dishonest. I would love to see an experiment that demonstrates the Earth to be flat. I genuinely haven't ever seen any.
Well, I mean, Michelson Morley, Michelson Gale, and you're gonna turn around and say they prove a globular Earth, and I'm like, they obviously prove a non-rotating Earth. You know, so I don't even know how to respond to that. I mean, it's like you're blatantly just asserting incorrect information to your viewers and saying these experiments prove that the Earth is a spinning space testicle flying through space. Like, I don't get it. Like, you want some authority to tell you well, let's start with, how do you experience the world? Fuck the scientific experiments. We land on this Earth right now. Nobody told us a ball. Would you be like, the Earth is level and not moving? The claim is on the globe.
Yeah,
And to
but
say that
the burden of truth for the globe side has been met so many times.
no, I'm
Saying
asking you,
things
how
like
do you
Mix and Molly and Mix and Gale, there is absolutely 100% no way that they showed the Earth to be flat and stationary. One of the very foundations of the Mux and Molly experiments was that the Earth was rotating around the sun, so that they could measure the apparent drag on the ether from it going around the sun. The only result for the Mix and Molly experiment was that they found the drag and the ether wasn't real. There is no way that could say that the Earth was flat. And Mix and Gale was just a more advanced version of that. And interferometer experiments are done all the time. I mean, just look at LIGO. There's no way these things could prove the Earth being flat. How can you say the Mix and Molly experiment proved a flat Earth when there's nothing about it that proved a flat Earth?
Okay, so the question was, how do you experience the world, Craig? How do you experience everyday life? Let's get our head out of these scientific pseudoscience theories and beliefs.
My senses aren't that good, so I don't tend to rely on them. So how I personally experience the Earth that I'm on is kind of irrelevant. However, if I do more than a cursory glance around my world, look up at the sky, look at things that happen in the world, then the evidence points towards it being a globe, and that is the conclusion that I would reach.
Wow, man, you're just gonna make that statement with a straight face.
It's a fact. There's no way I could saying. There's no way that I could look at the sky and then travel to another part of the world and look at the sky again and conclude we are not in a sphere. There's no way that I could use a sextant, which I have done thousands of times being a sailor in the Royal Navy. There is no way that I could use a sextant and think that the Earth is flat. I've observed the world, and that's how I experience the world, with things that prove that it is a globe. You ask me how I experience the world. Well, my personal experiences show that the Earth is a globe.
Okay, well, I think you're being dishonest, but that's fine. You're basically saying I'm a cuck to yourself. You're saying I don't have a brain, and everybody else should be like me and not trust their senses, because my God-given senses, I don't believe in God. I'm an atheist, so I'm not going to believe in God. I need other people to tell me what to believe. That's basically what I heard, is you just admitted to 333, there's a number, said I'm a mindless cock, and you should become like me. That's what I heard. And I'm being honest. I'm being sincere. I'm being sincere. There's some really glitchy. You're.
Testing. That should be working. Can the stream hear me? Yes, the stream can hear me. Why can't Zoom hear me? 1 second, I'll get this sorted. Okay, should be hearing that. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah, but you can't hear me. 1 sec. All right, can you hear me now?
Hold on, I had the YouTube on. Can you repeat?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yep. Sorry, my mic was working and it was crackling. I had to sort that out. My bad. Right, so you said that because I can experience the world as a globe, I'm a cock. Is that right?
No, that's not what I said. You said that your senses are not to be trusted. You don't trust yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't trust your eyes.
Why should I trust my eyes? I mean, when I don't use a tool and just trust my senses, the world is very, very blurry. It's like someone's turned the draw distance all the way down. Why should I trust my senses when they're so terrible? Do my senses allow me to see ultraviolet or infrared? Do my senses allow me to detect vibrations so minute that, there's nothing that I could actually do to detect them? No. My senses are actually pretty rubbish. My senses are designed to keep me alive, and that's about it. They're not designed to determine the shape of the Earth. Why should I trust them for that?
That is very, very dishonest to everybody that's listening. And I'm in total opposite agreement. I would say we are born very smart. The intelligence has been indoctrinated out of us.
We're not born
and
smart.
The fact that you're pushing this fallacy, it's mind-boggling.
What fallacy am I using
sit there
exactly?
and say I don't trust myself, and neither should anybody else because we're stupid.
You said,
but the same people that designed these tools are us. So who created these tools? Man created these tools.
We need the tools that hey, Focker.
Why are we using the tools that man with their brain and their imagination created? Right?
So out of interest, Focker, what fallacy am I using exactly?
Well, it's what particular fallacy? It's not even a fallacy. You're right. It's just ridiculous thinking that you're telling people man created these tools. Here's this ink. Here's this printer. Here's the X-Acto knife. We use it from the intelligence of man.
Right. So are you saying that a printer is an extension of our senses?
Okay, man. Wow.
I mean, it doesn't make sense. Our senses are pretty rubbish.
Big money, Craig. You get paid the big money.
I don't get paid anything, actually.
It's so hard to have a conversation with you when you're going to be
Why? Because I'm asking for evidence of things that you say. Like you stated that there's a flat Earth experiment that shows the Earth being flat, but there isn't any. The ones that you said are ones that show the Earth to be a globe.
No, well, you want a big name experiment that we're taught in school?
Any experiment? No, just any.
How about the guy who shot 7 miles across the lake in Manitoba? That's one of the first ones I've seen.
Shot with what?
A laser or a light.
Cool. You know lasers bend, right? You know lasers bend, right?
Oh, lasers bend around the curve, so I can go around the corner of my house.
Lasers
and bend it around
are lasers.
corner?
Right. Are lasers light? Yes or no?
Lasers are light. Yeah.
Right. Is light subject to refraction? Yes or no?
It can be.
Well, then how can you trust a laser to tell you if something is flat if it is subject to refraction?
Okay, forget about how about just the light that's across that you can see with your eyes? That
you just agreed that light is subject to refraction.
Every time, Craig, every time. That's so dishonest. Light can refract depending on conditions. You're saying every single time you see light, it's because of refraction. That is so dishonest.
Does light travel through the atmosphere towards our eyes? Yes or no?
Does light travel through? I would assume so, yes.
Right. Well, then it is always under refraction. If it's traveling through the atmosphere, it is being refracted.
Depending
How do you
on the
think?
conditions,
Right,
that could
no. Where all conditions will have refraction because you are looking through an atmosphere. I am using refraction to see. Refraction is what allows me to be able to see light properly. I see through refraction all the time, even more than you. If you look through the atmosphere, there is refraction. There can be conditions where the refraction matches the curve of the Earth. But, if you're looking through the atmosphere, there's always refraction. That's a fact. If the atmosphere is there, refraction's there.
Oh my God. So I just got to make this comment, man. You must get paid the big bucks. Like
I don't get paid at all.
I can't believe you would be this so ballsy to make these statements with a straight face, bro. Like it's mind-boggling to me.
Like
how you
what agency would pay me exactly? What agency would pay me exactly?
Because I don't know who's paying you.
Is there someone I can contact for a paycheck or
I don't have evidence of that. I admit that's an assumption. I will readily admit that's a Mac Flatter Focker assumption that you are my allegation of you being a paid J-Trig shill is my speculation. So I do not have evidence of that. Like all your everything leads you to believe that you're on a globe. Everything I know about you makes me believe that you are a paid agent.
Sorry, that is not a picture of me with Elon Musk. Just ignore that. Fokker, the thing is, right? It's 2020. You know, how can you still think the Earth is flat when you have no evidence?
Well, you keep asserting there's no evidence. Like water finds
why can no one show me
any body of water, and Flat Ferdinand brought it up, and you're making some ridiculous asks of him to spill the water. You admit that every water, my coffee, needs a container. The surface is level, and then you assert dump it. Like that proves the globe.
Let me ask you a question. Right, are you making the assertion right now that every body of water requires a container?
Well, no, I'm not, because further to your point last week when you said spill the water. Yeah, you spill the water, it's going to fall to the floor and level out and spread out. There's no container. It's going to level out on the floor until it seeps.
I mean, the floor is technically a container, but
that's how water behaves.
But for water to be, contained, are you saying there has to be a physical thing that it's in?
No, not 100. Like water falls out of the sky, drops down, and levels out, and evaporates, and does what it does. I'm talking about
cloud,
a cup,
then?
A sink, a bathtub, a swimming pool, a lake. The surface is always level.
All right. Well, what about a cloud? Where's the level contained surface in a cloud? Because let's face it, a cloud is a body of water.
There is water in a cloud that's not in liquid form.
It's most definitely in liquid form.
I'm talking about it's most definitely in a liquid form.
Do you not know what a cloud is?
So because water takes different shapes like ice and steam and clouds, etc., that proves that we're on a globe.
Well, no, it's a nonsense argument that because water is sometimes flat. In fact, you know what? This is a challenge I've told Flat Earthers. Show me one time where water's flat, because it's never fucking flat, like ever.
In my bathtub, bro.
Yeah, right. Where? It won't be flat in your bathtub because the bathtub edges will have surface tension. So no, the water is not going to be flat. And the water in the bathtub will match the arc of the curve of the Earth. Bloody too small to measure, but it will. Every body of water will.
You're assuming that's an assumption. That's not empirical.
No, it's water's been measured.
About that.
The Earth and the Earth's surface and surfaces above water have been measured to have curvature, and they all match the arc of the curve of the Earth.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I can present you plenty of evidence of actual measurements over water, over land. Jesse Kwazowski, anything from MCToon.net/R. That tons and tons of measurements there. The main surveyor who debated recently on Modern Day Debates, whose job is literally to measure the curve of the Earth, explained exactly how it's done and gave plenty of examples of curvature of the Earth being measured. You can just look at the Verrazano Narrows Bridge, which is over water, and the two vertical plumb towers are further apart at the top and they are at the bottom, matching the arc of the curve of the Earth.
I have never in my life experienced any curvature to the Earth in reality. So
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, all right? I've never, ever experienced curvature or motion. All these things you're talking about are not empirical evidence. Everything you bring up.
Measurements aren't empirical evidence. Is that what you're saying?
I just cannot believe there's 400 people in here that you giddily just deceive. But go on. I mean, either you're completely delusional. I just don't get it, man. Like the level of dishonesty.
How am I delusional?
I'm here to have a good laugh as well, Craig.
Right. In what way am I delusional? because I've got evidence. You've just said I've got no empirical evidence, except I'm literally presenting measurements, which are the very definition of empirical.
Measurement. I don't know of these things that you pointed out.
Well, I can present any of them for you.
Bridge picture. Let me see this bridge.
Oh, the Verrazano Narrows Bridge.
Is that the one in New York?
Yeah.
Okay, how come that is the only bridge in the world that's like that? Maybe it's
not. Every
like
single
that.
suspension bridges. Every single one.
No, it's not. We got tons of bridges in Vancouver. None of them are like that. We must have 10 bridges here.
Have you measured the support towers to see if they're exactly perpendicular or?
So I don't need to go measure. Dude, I stick to the basics.
Don't need to
that
go
doesn't
measure.
prove curvature. There's 10 different explanations for why they appear that way. That's not empirical evidence. We live in a spinning space water.
Even though it matches
right?
the curve of the Earth.
You're lying to your viewers by telling them that proves a globe. That's as bad as the deceivers that you learned from. So whether you're consciously doing it or purposely, or you're under the delusion as well, that does not prove.
There's no delusion. There's empirical evidence, measurements that can be repeated by anybody and are all the time.
20 times. Okay, I see the YouTube page is frozen.
Yeah, it should be back now. That's just YouTube being
okay.
Rubbish.
So you're gonna cherry pick 10 measurements that we could assume it's for curvature and we live on a globe, when there's thousands that are contrary that lead us to prove that we live on a level surface.
Can you point me to one measurement then that prove we live on a level surface?
One measurement?
Yeah, just one.
I don't have the names of these memorized, dude. I don't live my life by a certain piece of paper.
Well,
right?
you just said there's thousands of measurements. Why can nobody show me any of these thousands of measurements?
You don't want to see them. You've been shown
I would love to see one. I've been searching for them constantly for 2 years.
How do you see the Isle of Man across from England or Ireland? I don't even know where the Isle of Man is. How do you see that 60 miles across?
60 miles is less than 1 degree of curvature. Standard refraction is about 1 degree. No problem. That matches the globe Earth model.
It's not 1 degree. It's fucking 2,500 feet, dude.
No. It's less than 1 degree. 69 miles of Earth is 1 degree.
I don't deal with degrees. That's your.
Well, then you're not doing it right, because that's what light is. That's how refraction works. Right?
That's what they taught in school, degrees. Maybe they said degrees in school to deceive people. That's why all these
degrees are fake?
Are
you saying degrees are fake?
No, I'm not saying degrees are fake. I'm saying the education system taught it in degrees to make the number look smaller. That's why every time people that I've dealt with that think they have a degree and they did well in school, and I was an honor roll school student as well, by the way, all these people are going to stick to what the textbook taught them, degrees. There's a reason you use degrees in textbooks and teach that in school, because that's how you deceive people and not make them think about the
using degrees is how you deceive people. Did you ever do trigonometry?
Hold on, let me finish. By omitting the equalness, what that equates to in feet or meters or yards, whatever you want to use. Yes, that's how you deceive people.
No, you don't equate degrees to feet or meters. That they're not comparable. Oh my goodness.
Yes, they are comparable.
Look,
25. Do you agree that 1 degree at 60 miles is 2,500 feet approximately? Do you agree to that?
No, that's not how any of this works.
So you don't agree 1 degree on a 25,000 mile circumference sphere is not 2,500 feet?
Not when you actually do the chord measurement like you're supposed to, no. You guys measure it. You attempt to do the calculations completely wrong.
I don't know what the chord measurement is.
I'm not surprised you don't know what the chord measurement is. It's how you would make 8 inches per square mile work by using a chord measurement.
Let me CORD.
Yeah. Hey, just out of interest, right? If I've got a triangle of sides 1, 1, and 1, what would the internal angles be?
180.
So what would each internal angle be?
60.
Well done. That's maybe you're a
And a
poet.
pop quiz from last week.
MCToon asked you that one. Damn it, Toon, you ruined it.
Yeah, he ruined it. I was struggling with the numbers last week because he hit me with it, blindsided me with it. But yeah, no, it's 60 times 3, 180.
Well done.
Okay, so what were we talking?
It's just the way that you're trying to quantify the measurement of the Earth. When you're talking about light and refraction, you need to talk about the degrees, because that will show how far the light will bend based on, each angle of incidence. And for angle of incidence, you need to use degrees. It's simple. You can't calculate refraction by saying there's supposed to be 2,500 feet of curvature. That's not how you calculate refraction. It doesn't work like that. None of it works like that.
Because you say so?
No, because of reality.
No. See, I don't mind talking degrees if you talk degrees and metric or imperial measurement as well, side by side. You have to, if you're really going to be honest and you're really going to investigate, you have to use both.
They're not comparable when you talk about the mechanics of refraction,
degrees,
right?
As long as we also know that is going to be this amount of feet or miles.
But when you talk about the mechanics of refraction, you don't talk about the feet of curvature. You talk about the degrees that it has to curve. And if you're talking about 60 miles, that is less than 1 degree that the light has to bend for you to be able to see that far.
Every time, Craig, every time the Isle of Man, Chicago.
Not every time. The Isle of Man is not visible every time. In fact, most of the time it's not visible.
Yeah, due to conditions in the atmosphere.
What kind of conditions?
I don't know. Humidity,
refractive conditions,
moisture, dust, pollen.
We're talking about refraction, kind of right? So the times that you can see it proves your point, but the times that you can't see it doesn't prove my point. Isn't that a bit? I don't know. Weird.
Well, it doesn't. Light does refract. I conceded that, but that doesn't prove a sphere either way. Then,
and it doesn't prove flat, does it? And that is my point. And that is why I'm saying that laser tests
1,000 times more than you guys claim refraction. 1,000 times every friggin' day of my life, we see further. Yes, it proves. It leads. If you're going to make
because you've just conceded that refraction exists. You've just conceded that refraction exists. So being able to see too far does not prove either flat or a globe. That's my point. Laser tests are completely pointless because light bends.
If 1,000 times for every one time
no, it's the other way. For every it's the other way. Like looking across at Chicago, 99 out of 100 times you will not be able to see Chicago from the other side of the lake. Only 1 out of those 100 times will you be able to see it because the refractive conditions are correct.
Or because the earth is level and the water is level. It's not concrete.
Apart from when it's not, of course.
You're still assuming a sphere, so you have to play mental gymnastics.
I don't have to assume anything.
Jump through hoops and use refraction.
Are you not assuming
you're
flat?
Still assuming a sphere.
Are you not assuming that it's flat?
Am I not assuming it's flat?
Yeah, you're assuming that it's flat, aren't you?
I would, yes, based on my objective reality, the conclusion is it's flat and stationary.
No. You're saying you're just assuming that it's flat.
Space testicle.
No, there's no claim. Reality shows that that's
you
fact.
just lie like it's nothing, dude. It's hilarious.
No, you're the one making the claim because I am pushing you for evidence and you can't present any. Being able to see too far is not evidence of anything because refraction exists. Okay? So what about the fact that we can measure the rotation of the Earth pretty easily?
Really?
Yeah.
We can measure the rotation and the orbit of the Earth. Really? How did we do this, Craig?
Well, humanity's done it lots of times, but let me get a nice video for you from a friend of mine. So, if the Earth is rotating, right, then there's certain things that should happen, like Coriolis force. Okay, that is a result of something rotating, right? So, why don't we test for those effects? And that's exactly what a guy called the gentleman physicist did. He got he made his own Foucault's pendulum, basically, in a high-rise building using no technology, no magnets or anything. It's literally just fishing wire with a block of cement on the bottom. And he tested to see if the Earth was rotating, to look for something that should be there.
It's not empirical, Craig. It's not empirical. We don't know what causes that.
I don't think you know what empirical means, because this is exactly empirical, right? So let's look at how the scientific method works. Right? Hold on one sec, right? So the scientific method, right? You make an observation, right? So we observe that the sky shows things that might indicate that the Earth is rotating. So you make a hypothesis. Well, my hypothesis is then that that's being caused by the fact the Earth's rotating. Then you use that hypothesis to make a prediction. The prediction is that if the Earth is rotating at certain latitudes on the Earth, the Coriolis force will cause a pendulum to drift. So you then design an experiment to test that prediction. And that's exactly what this guy did. Right? He made his pendulum completely from scratch. Not this one, that's one in the museum. Right? And he let it swing for as long as it could. And it swung for about 45 minutes. As you can see, as it swings back and forwards, it goes through this...
Where's the start of this experiment?
I just skipped.
Where did he start that with? Did he let it go? Like, you can't go to the middle of it. How did he pushed that ball? I would bet he pushed that ball.
Push anything.
Look, he's pushing the ball. There you go. There you go. It's on the string. That's no Foucault's pendulum. This is garbage.
That's exactly
this is
what
garbage
Foucault's
science, Greg.
is.
This is garbage science, and you're
This is
deceiving all
exactly
your
what a
viewers.
Foucault's pendulum is.
Start it in the middle. Put the ball in the middle and start it there, and let's see it move.
That's not how it works. All right, hold on. My audio is bad again.
Yeah, your
apparently.
audio is really bad.
I don't know what is going on.
Hear you.
All right, give me a sec. Right, okay. Sorry, one sec. One sec. Because my RAM's up really high. Okay, can you hear me? You're muted.
I can hear you.
Okay, right. Testing. Is the audio okay? Is the audio okay?
I'm okay. Is the chat sync?
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on. I've got another new mic on order, so that'll get it sorted. Anyway, right. So
It works for a bit and then it cuts out. So I don't know why it's doing that.
Right. You were saying that a Foucault's pendulum should start in the middle. You understand the point of a Foucault's pendulum is that as it's swinging, the Coriolis force will be applied to a freely moving object. You can't have a freely moving object if it's still, can you?
Well, why isn't the Earth's motion making it move then?
because
That's
it
bullshit.
shouldn't.
That's junk science, Craig, and you know it's junk science.
No.
It's the motion of it letting go and the
Could you
string
explain
being
to me why?
shorter that it's hanging on is causing it to move.
Could you explain
And
to
then
me
it's
why
gonna-
it should move automatically? Because there's nothing about a rotating body that says something on it should swing wildly. That's not how it works.
No,
This
well,
is
then,
what the math says
then
should
where's the end
happen.
of this? It's going to stop. At certain point, we've all done this experiment. At some
Have
point,
you? When did you do it?
Stop moving. As the force lessens and lessens and lessens, it's
and the
gonna
point
start
is,
it's going to stop swinging.
Now listen. The point is that as it is swinging, it is a freely moving object, which means that the Coriolis force is applied to it. Right? That's what it means.
That's an
Okay?
assumption.
No, it's
That's
not
an
an
assumption.
assumption. No. This
Okay,
is the
well,
prediction
that is
of
a
the
total assumption.
This is the prediction of the experiment. Right? You realize that a hypothesis is kind of making an assumption. You're making you're saying, well, I think this should happen. And then you make a prediction and test that prediction. And that is what is going on here. On a rotating body, a freely swinging object will be subject to the Coriolis force, right?
It could be, or just the force from the string being shorter when you pull it back, and the weight of the ball could cause the motion. Come on, you're smarter than that.
Let me explain what happens to you, okay?
Your audio's bad again.
Fuck, why is it doing
Hello?
this? Can you hear me?
It's really, really choppy. I'm getting like 30% of what you're saying.
Sorry, give me a sec.
This video is garbage. I don't know if the people out there can hear me. This experiment is garbage, guys. This doesn't prove anything. So anybody that believes this guy swinging a ball by lighting a match to the string is proof that the Earth is rotating and orbiting, you guys are seriously deluded.
One sec. Don't know what is going on.
Yeah, I don't know. The Zoom's freezing, but I'm looking at YouTube and it's perfectly fine. This is weird. Like my Zoom screen is so pixelated.
All right, can you hear me now? Testing. Can you hear me, Focker?
Yeah, I hear you.
Right, and the chat should be able to hear me. Right. I think it's something to do with the YouTube feed because that keeps dropping and it's affecting my mic. Hopefully this should fix it. My bad. Anyway, right, let's get back to what's going on, right? I need to explain to you what's actually happening here. So once it's swinging, that is the point that according to the predictions of our model, it should be under the Coriolis force, right? And he lets it swing, and then as it swings, it goes back and forwards through this little ink pot, right? And what that allows us to do is measure the angle of drift that we get, right? And after about 45 minutes of swinging, we get this angle, right? Now, we use that angle to then do a calculation. And if the math is right, you can use that angle to calculate your latitude on Earth. And they get it right. So they make a prediction, the prediction comes right, they use the results of that prediction to then calculate their actual latitude on the Earth. How does that work if the Earth's not rotating?
Hold on. Let me answer Paul here. Okay, listen. these calculations are all fine and dandy, but they're based on assumptions and they don't prove anything. There could be 20 other reasons why it makes that, why the thing swings like that.
Give me one reason why it matches their latitude on Earth.
The weight of the ball, the angle that the ball starts falling, and yeah, it's got nothing to do with the Earth's motion.
The angle.
How about the orbit? How come this stupid Foucault's pendulum never accounts for the Earth's orbit, which is like 66 times faster than the stupid spin of the Earth? Why doesn't it ever account for the Earth's orbit?
Well, the rotation of the Earth isn't faster than the Earth's orbit. The rotation of the Earth around the sun is like 1 degree a day.
1 degree a day.
Yeah.
An hour, you mean? No.
Yeah, the rotation of the Earth around the sun is 1 degree a day.
365.
Yeah, it's 360 degrees in a circle. So it's about 1 degree a day around the sun.
Still, it should take that into account. And how about the fucking Milky solar system moving at 500 million miles an hour?
Again, it takes about 250 million years to rotate around the center of the Milky Way. So
doesn't matter.
It absolutely does matter, because that is how Coriolis forces are applied.
Assumptions, excuses.
No, you're the one that just brought up the rotation around the center of the.
Well, you're denying. You're denying that motion should be calculated. That's so.
I'm not denying that motion should be calculated, but you know what? The motion around the Earth, the motion of the Earth around the sun, actually is registered by interferometric fiber optic gyroscopes, like the one good old Bob used to prove that the Earth is actually rotating.
If the Earth is spinning at one rotation every 24 hours, that means that every hour it has to turn 15
Oh my God.
degrees. And if the gyroscope...
All right, whatever.
So
you want to make these assertions, you go ahead. They're
I'm
complete lies, and you know they're lies.
How are they lies? A flat earther measured the rotation of the Earth. How is that a lie?
He didn't measure the Earth's rotation. You know what? I can't comment on Bob's experiment. I have no idea what happened, what they edited in, and what they edited out of sequence. Okay, you guys want to think something on a movie? I saw Santa Claus in a movie. Does that make it real? I saw him in a documentary. I saw the Easter Bunny in a documentary. So Easter Bunny's real? Yeah, come on. You can't be that dense to think that Hollywood is not gonna deceive
so
us.
Anything that's filmed that proves what you want it to is all good. But anything that doesn't isn't.
We weren't involved, and we're not Bob, and we're not the makers of that movie. He didn't prove anything.
He proved that the Earth rotates. He did it quite clearly. He even said so. And then Jeranism proved that there's a curve to the Earth. So
can YouTube hear you?
Yeah. Oh, you can't hear me. Oh, sorry. YouTube should be able to.
I think YouTube can hear you. I can't hear you.
Stupid thing.
No, I can't hear you. But when I unmute YouTube, I can hear you.
What's going on? Can you hear me now?
I can hear.
There we go. Sorry about that. Honestly, don't know what is going on with the sound today. It's normally fine. Right. Can you still hear me now?
Very low.
Very low. Right. Okay. Anyway,
for
right.
Me,
so
I don't know how it is for YouTube land. Okay, try again.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I got it.
Right. Okay. Oh, goodness me. Technology is not having fun today. Right. So why? I mean, we've been over this now. You keep saying that there's a bunch of experiments and everything that prove the Earth is flat, but you can't actually mention one. And I've searched, and I'm telling you, I can't find any.
You don't want to find any. I don't need to go around
searching.
And I stick to the basics. Like, you need some experiment, like I said off the top, some lab coats with some papers with some institution on it to tell you what to believe.
Well, no,
that's
I've
just not how we roll in flat Earth. Like, you know, we realize the lie, the globe is. Look at that image behind. Look at that image in the background. Where's a real video of Earth from fucking space? You're gonna claim that's real right there? That's a real rotation?
Flat Earth Focker, look at it. There is massive letters that say FTFE. When have you ever seen 2,000 mile high letters in the sky that say FTFE? No, of course that's not fucking real.
Okay, where's the real image is my point. Where's the real video, not image? Where's the real video with the $50 million a day, $60 million a day?
I mean, NASA showed the Earth plenty of times, so I can show you
It's
the
choppy
Earth
again.
now
It's
from
choppy.
someone else. It's fucking NDI tech. Chat, do I sound okay to you?
It's better now.
I do not know what's going on with this today. It's so annoying.
Yeah, it's choppy again. You know what? I don't know what's going on with the Zoom. It is like so unclear to me.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna send you a different link to join. Okay, might make it better. So give me a sec. I'm just gonna end this, and I'll send you another link.
Okay.
Guys, I am sorry for the audio issues. I think if I do this, it should sort it. I'm just going to send him a vMix link instead of Zoom. Gotta love this technology, huh? I actually need more RAM in my PC. Right. Hopefully you should join back on that. Oh, guys, I'm sorry for the audio issues today. This is what I like doing to Flat Earth, is just pushing them. They keep saying, oh, well, there's this, there's this, there's this. But there isn't ever any of it. So you keep pushing and you keep pushing and you keep pushing, and they never, ever give any evidence. So what else should I ask him for? What do you reckon? Hey, Flat Earth Focker, you there?
My picture is frozen.
Okay, there we go. I can hear you now.
Way better, dude. Way better. Is this a different
Right, okay.
software?
Yeah, this is through vMix instead of through Zoom. I should have just done that in the first place. All right, let me just resize this. All right, give me one sec, guys. I will get the picture sorted.
How do I change the camera settings here? It's chopping off the top of my head. I got two cameras.
You'd have to do that through your browser.
Browser. Camera shield appearance.
All right, there we go.
Social media.
I mean, we don't need to see the top of your head. It's fine. We all know what it looks like.
People don't like my hair anyway, so it's just a very poor quality. The camera is very poor quality, though.
It's all right. It looks fine.
So,
it looks fine.
see, now you get to look good, and I get to look bad.
I mean, I always look good. I can't help it. Right. So we both agree that refraction exists, which means that looking out at stuff and saying we can see too far is kind of a bunk argument. So we need to look at ways to actually measure things. So we look at measuring the rotation of the Earth. Now, I've just shown you evidence that there is something happening that should happen, that is predicted to happen and does happen. We know that interferometric gyroscopes measure it because Bob measured it with one. And, you know, every single one on the Earth does the same thing. And they also measure the rotation around the sun. So if we can measure that the Earth rotates, how can you say that it doesn't?
If you can measure, well, you're just claiming it measures the Earth's rotation and movement, but no, you're just assuming that's what it's measuring.
Well, no, we're following the scientific method. We're making a prediction and we're testing that prediction based on an observation and a hypothesis. And the determination from the results show that the Earth is rotating. And all
could be
correlated data
rotating.
show that the Earth is rotating.
But you haven't eliminated all the other explanations.
What other explanations?
That the sky is moving. That
How
the
would
sun
it-
is not 93.
How
that the
would
sun
an
is not
interferometric-
93.
Right, okay, so
Okay.
the sky is moving. How would that affect the drift of a pendulum or an interferometric gyroscope?
Well, I don't know that experiment. I don't know these terms they're using. I haven't researched them. So give me the quick Cole's notes on this interferometer or whatever you're talking about. Didn't somebody else use that and it proved the Earth was stationary?
Never. Ever,
I can't remember
ever,
the
ever.
name.
It's based on the Sagnac effect, which, again,
Yes.
demonstrates that the Earth is rotating.
Well, his experiment was a null that could not prove the Earth was moving. So we're left to
No, it
the
really
fact
wasn't.
that the Earth
The
is not
Sagnac-
moving.
The Sagnac effect showed that there was no absolute reference frame and that the Earth was rotating. That was the result of the Sagnac effect.
That's not. It couldn't prove the motion of the Earth. That
No,
was a
it
final
literally did.
null
And
result.
that's how they use interferometric for gyroscopes, is based on the Sagnac effect. Do you know what the Sagnac effect is?
Like 4 years ago. Refresh me. I used to have this memorized. He tried to test for the Earth's motion, but the experiment
No,
was
no,
a
I'm
null,
not asking about the
and-
experiment. I'm asking, do you know what the Sagnac effect is?
No. Not right now.
Let me explain to you how it works. Yeah, this is the one I need. All right, give me 1 second. I will bring this input in. So the Sagnac effect is based on the known speed of light. Okay, we know that the speed of light in a vacuum is c, right?
Yes. The speed of light. I remember this now. Okay, go on.
So, yeah, go away. All right, what this means is that we can use the fact that we know the speed of light to measure things. And this is what's inside an interferometric gyroscope. That blue box emits a beam of light. And this mirror, the diagonal bit, splits the beam of light into two paths, right? Now, if the device is on something that is completely stationary, so it's not moving, that means that both the paths of light will have to travel the same distance and come back, and there will be no interference pattern in the light. You know, the waves of light will match completely. However, if the device is rotating, so if it's on something that's rotating, that will physically change the distance that the light has to travel because the path is moving underneath the light. This means that when the light recombines at the mirror, you measure an interference pattern, and you can use that interference pattern to tell you how much it has rotated. And this is what Bob used to demonstrate that the Earth is rotating, and what every single interferometric gyroscope in the world will also show you. So the only way you can measure an interference pattern is if it is physically on something that is moving. Not if the sky is moving. It's got no idea about the sky. Nothing in the sky can, affect this. It can't measure electromagnetic radiation because light has no charge. Therefore, it won't be affected by that. It can't be because of the sun being somewhat from God or whatever. It can only measure movement of what it is physically on. And it does. It measures a 15-degree drift wherever you are on Earth, all the time. And a 1-degree drift around the sun every day. Ergo, the Earth is not flat, it is rotating. Because
okay, that's your concrete empirical evidence that I'm standing sideways with sticky water, bendy water on a rocket ball.
We've measured
that
the Earth is
evidence.
Rotating. So, and thing is, they can measure in 3 dimensions. And what Bob pointed out in his video was that it's measuring it on 3 axes, the rotation, not just the 2 dimensions. And the only way you could measure rotation in 3 axes is if you're on a sphere. That is the literal definition of empirical evidence.
No, there's a lot of assumptions there. That's not empirical.
Not any assumptions at all.
There's no assumptions there.
No, none. They did a measurement. They know the speed of light. It's been determined.
Yes.
They know the distance the light has to travel in those paths. They know what wave functions look like and waveforms look like when they are interfered with each other based on not being in sync. There is no assumptions made there. It showed that the Earth was rotating in 3 axes. Simple as that.
No, they assumed the Earth was moving. Come on, man. Be honest.
No, they measured it. How else did they get that measurement? What else would make the interference pattern in that light?
I didn't eliminate everything. I listen. That's not my experiment. I don't.
That doesn't matter.
I don't even know if what you're saying is true. I don't even know if what you're saying is true.
I mean, it most definitely is.
Okay, you can keep asserting that.
I mean, it's done all the time. Every time an airplane turns on, it has 3 interferometric gyroscopes that measure the Earth's rotation and help locate its position on Earth.
Oh yeah, and then the planes can land in every direction while the Earth is moving and orbiting.
Yes. Why would it be a problem?
Because you said so.
You don't understand conservation of momentum, do you?
Sure I do. Sure I do.
Then why would you ask about a plane landing when the plane has the same tangential speed as the Earth and the atmosphere that it's in? I mean, that's pretty dumb.
I said this to MCToon. What about when the plane changes direction?
Oh, well, what about when the plane changes direction? When a plane changes direction,
then what happens to the conservation?
The conservation of momentum is still there because it will still have the tangential speed whilst it is changing
even
direction.
when it turns the opposite direction. So you're saying my skydiving plane takes off, it's spinning with the Earth. I told MCToon this.
The atmosphere.
And then as it circles around, makes 2 or 3 circles, getting to 13,000 feet. So it's spinning with the Earth. Then it turns. And it's still spinning with the Earth. Then it's going against the spin. Yeah. It's still spinning with the Earth. That is asinine, dude. That is so friggin' asinine.
Hold on. You do realize that the atmosphere rotates with the Earth, right?
Never proven, just claimed.
No,
that's just a claim. If you're just gonna say it's a fact.
Well, it's again the rotation of the rotation of the Earth has been measured, and the atmosphere rotates with the Earth due to friction and gravity. It's a fact.
No, it's not a fact. You're lying straight up.
No, I'm not lying. It's an absolute fact. So you're saying that the atmosphere rotates at different speeds to the Earth. I mean,
what's that?
How would that even work? What force is causing the atmosphere to rotate at a different speed to the Earth? What's causing that?
What do you mean the atmosphere? I'm not saying I'm saying the Earth isn't moving.
But it is. Now you're putting words in my mouth. The answer to your question about the aeroplanes is the fact that the atmosphere is rotating with the Earth. I don't care about your preconceived notions of the Earth not moving when it's been measured to move. Address the evidence, don't just dismiss it. That's like a genetic fallacy.
All the viewers, he's lying to you. The Earth's motion has never, ever, ever been proven scientifically. Ever. Okay, let's just say
if the Earth is spinning
what you're saying
every 24 hours, that means that every hour it has to turn 15 degrees. And if the gyroscope is mounted anywhere on Earth, it's going to drift. In today's 21st century navigation systems, they're using what's called a ring laser gyroscope. It is extremely precise. If we could simply get one of these ring laser gyroscopes, we would be able to prove once and for all that there is no rotation to the Earth. One of the people in the community actually purchased one for $20,000. But what we found is when we turned on that gyroscope, we found that we were picking up a drift, a 15 degree per hour drift.
Do you want to say again that it's never been measured? Shush, Bob. Yeah, do you want to tell me again that it's never been measured? Oh, you've gone quiet. Why have you gone quiet?
No, I muted it. I was vaping. So I have no idea.
Hey, wait, you're vaping. I thought you were an asthmatic. You probably shouldn't do that.
I'm not asthmatic. I never claimed to be asthmatic.
I thought that's why you said you can't wear masks in one. But, okay.
No, I always say people could have asthma. I don't like to disclose my reasons, my medical reasons, but I'm saying people could have asthma, emphysema,
panic attacks, anxiety, PTSD, any of these
Maybe
reasons.
Going out in a pandemic isn't a great idea, but anyway, that's getting off topic.
Well,
Just putting slow mode on 1 second. Oh no, do not want 3 hours between each message in slow mode. That would be silly. So yeah, you say there's no measurements of the Earth rotating, but I can literally show you one there. I can also quote an entire list of measurements of the rotation of the Earth using various means, using superphase fluid, using rotating discs hanging from very thin wire so that they're not under any other forces apart from Coriolis. There's countless experiments that actually show the Earth to be rotating. Yet not one experiment ever that has measured the Earth to be stationary. Ever.
Lies. Lies. You can make that claim. Your delusional audience can. You just make these claims like they're fact.
Can you show me one experiment that shows the Earth to be stationary? Just one.
I don't need I don't have experiments memorized. You just lie and say no. It doesn't.
Just one measurement. Just one measurement then. Just one time that in history
the claim
the Earth has been measured to be stationary.
Listen, we experience the Earth stationary. The claim is it's moving, and there's no evidence that it's moving.
Apart from what I've just showed you, of course.
It's still an assumption. It's not
a measurement is an assumption.
That means
so. Right, let me ask you a question, right? If I got a piece of paper and a ruler, and I, using that ruler, measured that piece of paper to be 30 centimeters long, would that be an assumption?
No, that would be true.
That would be a measurement, right?
Yes.
So what difference
but how
is
did you
it when
prove the Earth is moving? You're still assuming
using a measurement.
Why are you guys not understanding? It's a different measurement. It's measurement.
Yeah, but it's a measurement, an actual measurement.
Yeah, it's a fallacious measurement. It's not empirical.
Which fallacy is the measurement using? You can't just say it's fallacious, but you can't just go, "Oh, that's a fallacy. It's fallacious," when you don't even understand what a fallacy is, dude. Come on.
Well, yeah, okay, maybe I'm embellishing things a little bit here, but
no, you're using words that I don't think you understand.
I do understand that's not the right word to describe that gyro experiment.
A factual,
I would never
empirical experiment.
That's not empirical experiment. I would never ever use that experiment. My brain would not even think to measure the Earth's movement like that.
I believe that 100%. Yes.
Yeah.
So
the physical observation of the paper matched the measurement exactly. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah. So all things
really
matched observations. All observations of rotation match the measurements. All measurements.
What observation of motion? Not a single observation of motion. Give me a break.
All observation of motion. There's no way that you can look at the rotation of the stars and not think that we are on a rotating body.
Let me ask you. So this little ball, this friggin' ball of
Earth isn't little.
Pendulum,
it's pretty fucking big.
Okay, so the ball that you do the Foucault's pendulum experiment. Why is a swimming pool with nobody in it not even moving a friggin' millimeter?
Why should it? It's not freely moving.
It's not freely moving?
No, it has the same tangential velocity as the Earth and is not freely moving outside of the reference frame. Did you understand those words? No, that's the answer to your question.
I understand what you're trying to say, but you're presupposing a lot of things. All right. So if the Earth is moving and orbiting, why is it?
It's been experimentally verified via predictions. The Coriolis force it has been verified. Do you know what the Ott force, the Ott-Voss effect is?
No, I don't.
So another
I like
thing that
this education in pseudoscience. I love
I
this
really
pseudoscience
should be
education.
charging
Go
you for
ahead.
basic physics lessons, honestly. So
Basic
in
theoretical
the
pseudophysics.
another thing that should happen on a rotating body is that if you're going the direction with the rotation, you're going to increase your centrifugal acceleration. If you're going against the rotation, you decrease your centrifugal acceleration. And this is called the Yacht-Voss effect. They tested this in the 1800s with ships going east to west and west to east by doing gravity measurements on the ships. And they measured things whilst they were going east to west and things when they're going west to east. And they found that things actually weighed less when going west to east. Less when going west to east, as predicted by the Yacht-Voss effect, because the increase of centrifugal force. This has been repeated recently by Wolfie 6020, who did the experiment while traveling on an airplane flying over Australia, east to west and west to east, taking a calibrated test weight on and measuring the weight of that object as the plane traveled east to west and west to east. And it showed a marked decrease in weight when traveling with the Earth's acceleration and a marked increase in weight when traveling against the Earth's rotation, matching the predictions and the previous experiments to do with the Yacht-Voss effect, something that could only happen on a rotating body.
If you say so.
Brilliant. Well done. Is that all you've got? you can't debunk why these things happen?
Oh, dude, I don't even know if they happen, dude. I
They
didn't
do.
these experiments.
I could show you the video.
You just trust that they do.
No, a friend of mine personally did the experiment. Someone I personally know, personally talk to quite regularly, did the experiment themselves.
Wolfie.
Yeah.
Oh, did he? That's
Yes.
good for you. I'm not a friend. I'm not a friend of Wolfie. I don't trust Wolfie.
Well, that's
Shit.
your problem that you don't trust it. Again, that's the genetic fallacy. You're just like attacking the source of the information rather than the actual information itself. That's
Well, I haven't verified it. How is it? How is that? How
Do
is
it
that
yourself, then.
empirical science when I haven't done it? So until I've
Wait.
done it,
Is it only empirical if
that's a
you've
red
done it?
herring.
Is that how this works?
That's science. It should be available to everybody.
It is
Not
available to
trusting
everybody.
somebody.
Anybody can do this. All you got to do is go on a plane and take a weight with you.
Yeah, I got to go on a plane, go one way, go the other way.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of other factors. There's
so
a lot of
it's
other factors.
It's available
It's a lot of
for
other
you to
factors.
test.
There's a lot of other factors involved. The size
Like
of the
what?
plane has to be identical. The size of the plane has to be identical.
No, it doesn't.
The speed of the plane has to be.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. Now you're going to lie?
You can calculate the predicted difference in weight based on the speed of the plane. The size of the plane has nothing to do with it. It's to do with your tangential velocity with or against the Earth's rotation, increasing or decreasing the centrifugal acceleration. It's pretty simple. I mean, probably not for you, but, you know, for most people.
Okay.
Yeah, like Concord 327 in the chat says, being lazy isn't an excuse. If you don't trust the results of experiments that have been done, then do it yourself.
Okay. How elaborate is that? How much is it going to cost me to do this experiment, to buy a flight, let's just say, from Vancouver to Toronto and Toronto?
You've got subscribers, ask them to fund it.
I don't need that experiment because that experiment is still not fucking empirical. You're making
It's
assumptions.
the exact
still.
fucking definition of empirical.
No, you keep lying to your people and saying that's empirical.
Could you
That's
define
not
empirical for me,
Adam.
please?
Observable, testable,
Yeah,
repeatable, and falsifiable.
yeah. All things that are available for you to do with the Yacht-Voss experiment.
Yes, and I observe a helicopter hovering over the earth, and you're going to jump through hoops, and it's in the same spot. I jump out of a skydiving plane over the drop zone.
Your ignorance against physics is not an argument against it. Do you realize that?
No, against pseudophysics. It's pseudophysics.
No,
It's
not
called theoretical
pseudophysics
physics.
because you don't
Stop
understand
meshing
it.
the two together.
The rotation of the Earth is not theoretical physics. It is an observable, objective fact that has been measured.
Sorry. No, it's pseudoscience, theoretical physics.
Something that's been measured is not pseudoscience. Something that has been experimented on following the scientific method is 100% not pseudoscience. Could you please define pseudoscience for me?
Empirical science does not have any assumptions in there.
There's
And
no
you're
assumptions in
making
measurements.
A lot of assumptions.
No assumptions in measurements.
Measurements alone, there's many other factors that you guys aren't accounting for. You
Please
still
name
make
one.
assumptions on those
Please name
measurements.
one factor. You don't understand an experiment, do you?
I don't understand the experiment. Well,
No,
you
don't understand experiments at all, do you? You don't understand what experiments are for, or like, you know, how you actually go about designing an experiment.
No.
The point of it.
Yeah.
Why do you do
it.
an experiment in science?
You do an experiment to prove what you observe.
To test a
right?
prediction, right?
So test what we observe and we see. Okay, hold on. When you're bringing up these experiments, the experiments that you're bringing up have a lot more variable factors that you're not acknowledging, and then trying to equate that to simple experiments. All right.
Why can you not mention any of the variables?
Because I don't care about the book shit that you guys are lost
Right,
in.
so you're talking about something that you don't care about.
Because it's unnecessary. It's a friggin' delusion that I live
Experiments
in. And I see you guys
following the
living
scientific
it.
method are unnecessary. But isn't that what you
No,
guys
it's not
claim
the
has to be
scientific
done?
method. It's not a scientific method. You falsely keep claiming these are scientific methods. No,
All right,
they're
do you want
not.
let's talk about the scientific method then. Could you walk me through the steps of the scientific method?
Observable, testable, repeatable, falsifiable.
That's not the scientific method. Come on.
That's I heard you talk about your stupid make a theory, blah blah blah, go test it, and then go back and change your predictions and blah, make it work.
The
It's all
actual
nonsense,
scientific
Craig.
method, yeah. Could you find me a citation that
the
says
new
that
the new pseudo,
it's always been.
Hold on, I got to make this
Tell you what, could
statement.
you find me a citation that says the scientific method is observable, repeatable, and testable? Go on, just one. I'll give you 2 minutes. Go and find a citation for that.
Well, I don't even know if it's around. I found it in 2016. All right, so Google.
I found it, but I
everything.
don't know if it's there. So you're saying the scientific method has been changed since 2016?
There's a pseudoscience version of the scientific method, and there's the original version. Form a hypothesis.
Show me this. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. So the first step is make an observation, right? We can all agree with that. The second step is to form a hypothesis or which includes asking a question, speculating about a cause. The next step is to make a prediction based on your hypothesis. Then you design an experiment to test that prediction. Then, once you get the results of that experiment, you possibly go and modify your hypothesis and start again.
Okay, right here. Hold on. Right in Google, the empirical method and the scientific method are often confused with each other.
Yeah,
So
which is exactly what you're
and
doing
you're
right
trying to
now.
blend them. You're meshing the two together.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about the scientific method, and you're talking about empirical. You are literally confusing the two, and then saying that I'm doing it.
No, but you're saying the scientific method is empirical. It is not empirical. It is pseudoscience.
I didn't say the scientific method is empirical.
Okay.
Are you having a different conversation to me?
Okay, then you maybe ignored me. Anyways, they're not the same. The scientific method is...
No one ever said they're the same. You're just making things up now.
Okay, whatever. You can have that. I don't care.
Thank you.
The scientific method is to sell the pseudoscience. All right, that's what
the scientific method is there to sell. Do you know what the definition of pseudoscience is?
Yeah, fake science.
No. The definition of pseudoscience is science that does not follow the scientific method.
Empirical science.
Could you give me a citation for that, please?
I don't deal with citations, dude.
Oh, no, you don't like backing up what you say. I get it. No worries.
No. It's hard. It's you know what I mean? We're having this conversation here, and your deluded viewers are going to be like, Earth is a ball. I live on a ball. Don't take my ball away from me. And we all know that you're just blatantly being dishonest and
We all know you
people,
mean
right?
the 0.0001% of humanity who were not given any brains.
Ooh. The ones
Seriously,
who
what's
woke
it
up
like
from
to
the
create?
deceptions of
What's
the
it like
world.
to be a surviving brain donor? That must be interesting.
Oh man, yeah, that's a good one. The surviving brain donor.
I mean, it
Buddy,
must be
this is-
nice.
this is-
It must be nice to know that if there's a zombie apocalypse, that you're going to survive.
The zombie apocalypse are the people that believe they live on a ball and then at the same time are afraid of a dryer ball. That's the real zombies that go around
Afraid
in
of a
public wearing
dryer
masks and
ball.
put cartoon dryer ball, the COVID, and the ones that put
Oh,
fucking masks
come on.
on
COVID,
the 3-4-year-old kid.
1.5 million people dead is not fake, you moron.
No, I didn't say 1.5 million people didn't die. They didn't die from COVID, is what I'm saying.
I mean, facts disagree with you. Reality disagrees with you.
Really?
People dying of COVID disagree with you.
Here is 81 pages I just printed out. 81 pages, and I'll just go to Health Canada first. Where's this one from? Every single thing here, everybody's seen these documents. Every one of these says,
Come on, you can't.
they ask for isolation of the virus. You probably can't read it on my calendar, on my screen.
On your
All right?
calendar,
They
yeah.
asked them, I mean on my camera, my bad. All right, there's what for every single one of these replied back. After completing a thorough search, we regret to inform you that we were unable to locate any records responsive to your request. So they're asking for isolation. There's Health Canada. What do we have here? We
What
have
are you
UCD
talking about?
Dublin.
They're asking for isolation of what? What are you
Right
babbling
here.
about?
If anybody wants a link, here we go. Here's UCD Ireland saying the
what are
same
you
thing.
even babbling about?
Okay, here's the isolation. Let me read what they requested. They are requesting all records in possession, custody, or control of whatever agency describing the isolation of a SARS-CoV-2 virus directly from a sample taken from a diseased patient where the patient sample was
You
first
know
not
those are
combined
publicly
with any
available,
service.
right? Wait. Hold on,
What's
hold on,
that?
Focker. You know that the literal sequencing of the genome is publicly available. The isolation
Then why-
is publicly available.
Okay, then why is Health Canada, National Research Council of Canada, UCD Dublin, Sunnybrook Health Sciences, who else is here? Ministry of Health, I don't know where that is, House of Lords, all these agencies that this was sent to, how come none of them can provide this? Who is this? I have 81 fucking pages.
I mean, you
of
could
this.
just literally go and find the...
Here-
They've sequenced the fucking genome.
No, they haven't. And here,
Yes, I
there's
can
all these
print out the
agencies.
genome for you right now.
Here's Public Health England. Here's Sinai Health. Here's Department of Health and Social Care. Every one of these, I printed it out. That these requests, they could not. They said we regret. Australian Government Department of Health.
Ooh.
Every
Well,
one
look,
of these institutes. The state.
just go. Hey,
Serum
if
Institute.
you go to www.ncbi.lnm.nih.gov/PMC/articles.
Slow down.
I'll send you the link, all right? But complete geometric sequence of the coronavirus, the SARS-CoV-2. There's also another link to it just above. You can go to scienceengineering.com and find the genome sequence of the SARS-associated coronavirus. It was sequenced in December and made publicly available. I don't care
How
what
come
nonsense
all of
you've
these
got.
government?
How do you know
Okay,
they're
so
even
all
from?
these government-
How do you
all
know
these-
that? How do
all
you know
the-
what you've got are even from government agencies? Who told you they were?
Oh wow, you're gonna play that card, eh?
Yeah. Where did you get the information from?
It is the request that the people made that they've compiled,
Who?
and that's where they got them. Okay, well, the emails are here, so I haven't verified by sending an email, but all these agencies.
So you're making
phone numbers
assumptions
and
that what's
emails-
on there is correct. And what
Well,
are the
I have
dates on
81
them?
pages.
What are the dates on those things?
Here's September 2020. Here is October 2nd. Here is August 10th. Here is August 24th.
all
Okay,
after
so
December of 2019.
once you've verified all that, you can, get back to me. But again, the genome is sequenced and publicly available. What do you say about that?
Well, I say no. That's just a claim that it's been.
No.
sequenced.
I can literally show you the place to go and find the sequenced genome
Okay,
of it.
is sequence the same as isolated? Is that the
Well,
same?
you have to
or is that
isolate
something
it.
else?
You have to isolate it to sequence the genome.
Well, here we go. Government Office for Science, University of Ottawa.
That sounds like a real place.
Dude, I don't know where that is. I'm just telling you what I have here, and there's people's names here.
So basically,
really?
you found some nonsense on the internet and automatically believe that it backs up what you believe.
No, here's
Right.
the people's name.
Anyway,
Let's
let's get back
saying
on.
that's false.
Well,
Anyways,
anything presented
making-
without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. That you've not presented anything to say that anything there is legitimate. You have literally just printed something off the internet when I can actually show you the sequenced genome of SARS-CoV-2. But back on
Give me this
topic to Flat
website.
Earth. All right,
Well, I was just telling your viewers, you were talking about zombies. I just want to say the zombies think they live on a spinning cartoon ball, are afraid
No.
of a
No one thinks they live on a
They're
cartoon
wearing
because that's
masks.
fucking ridiculous. We actually
Where's
live
the real
on Earth.
video? Where's the real video? Where's the real video?
You ever heard of EchoStar 11?
Photograph.
There's there's real videos and real photographs all over the place, but you go, they're CGI.
One. Okay, one. Let's see one. That's just a claim. You're making assertions, and
You want to
deceiving your
see
viewers.
something right now?
Yes.
Oh, there you go. There's a picture taken
That's
with a
real.
physical camera. Oh, there you go. Just
That's
claiming
a
it's
real-
fake.
And you're claiming it's real.
It was taken with a physical
You got
camera
that.
developed
You
in a
got
dark
that from
room.
you got that from NASA, who admits it's a CGI composite.
No, they don't.
Come on, man.
This is from 1972.
More lies. More lies.
This is
You
from
know NASA
1972. No,
Yes.
you're talking about
Where
the
is it?
picture from 2012. This is from 1972. Before CGI and Photoshop existed. What do you say about that?
You want to believe that's a real photograph, eh? And you're going to tell all your viewers that's a real photograph.
I mean, it's been verified to be a real photograph, yes.
No, you're lying.
Is
You
that what
want
you've
to
got?
see people,
I'm
you go
lying.
right ahead. This
is
is
that
one of
all
those
you've got?
situations. It's real, it's fake, it's real, it's fake, it's real, it's fake. It's never going to
You
get
asked
anywhere.
me to
Let's
show
agree
you a
disagree.
real photo, and I showed you one, and you instantly went, "Nuh-uh, it's fake."
Okay.
Give me some
Okay,
evidence that it's
what
fake.
Give me a break. What I'm saying is, you can choose to believe that is real, and you can tell your viewers that's real. And my
It's
critical
clearly
thinking
real.
and friggin' intelligence, it's clearly real. You're just making these claims.
It was developed
This is
in a
brainwashing,
dumbass, listen. It was developed in a dark room from a physical film taken with a Hasselblad camera by an actual person. It's not fake. And do you want something more recent? Here we go. Here's a live image from Australia. This was taken in the last 10 minutes.
Oh my God! Look at all the stars in the background. I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
it's focused on Earth's albedo, so you won't be able to see the stars. It's not designed to do that.
Oh yeah. It's not designed to do that. How convenient.
No,
That looks
factual.
like a pile of garbage to me. And if you guys want to believe
This is a
that's
real
you go
live
ahead.
image taken in the last 10 minutes, and anybody in Australia could actually verify it by going outside and looking at the cloud patterns above them.
They could, but we're not.
Do you know
in
what they
Australia.
used this for? I think it was in either 2016 or 2017. At the top left, you can see the border of China and Mongolia that's just going into the Terminator line, right? I think it's 2016, they saw some smoke coming up from there, which no one else knew about. And it turned out that there was a massive bushfire. And using this satellite and it actually being able to spot the smoke, they managed to save a whole bunch of villages that were in the path of that fire. There was no other way they could have noticed that smoke apart from using this satellite. I mean, that kind of proves that it's real, right? You still there?
If you say so.
I do say so. Can you refute it?
Refute what? Prove a negative? I don't prove negatives.
No, I'm not asking you to prove a negative. I'm asking you to prove that that's not real.
That's proving a negative.
You're the one claiming it's not real.
Yeah, I said the burden of proof that it's real, it doesn't stand up under scrutiny.
The burden of proof has been met. This is used for actually whatever.
By you data. Claiming that it's real, the burden of proof
by the fact that by the fact that the data from this satellite is literally used by countries all across this hemisphere to get data for weather. It has been verified. You can go to Wade's Underworld's channel. Wade's Underworld has actually used this to map the cloud patterns and see that they're the same. So yes, the burden of proof that this is real has been met. You are the one claiming it's not.
Oh my God! Thanks for making me laugh, man. This is awesome.
I mean, it's a typical defense mechanism of a moron laughing when they don't understand something.
I don't understand. Oh, dude. Okay, you can hurl whatever insults you want at me.
No insults. These are factual things.
You keep saying it's factual. You go ahead.
Absolutely
with that,
is.
man. This is. Look at
You
this
can't
guy
refute
laugh,
it.
idiot laugh.
You can't refute it, can you?
Refute? What do you mean? How do you want me to fucking refute it? It's absolutely ridiculous.
Anyway.
And anybody.
Oh, so
any of
by
your
saying it's
viewers,
absolutely ridiculous, that proves that it's fake, does it?
Oh no, man, no. You guys believe that's real if you want. Like that's it. I have no energy to argue such nonsense.
I don't need to argue. It's a fact.
You saying it's a fact doesn't make it a fact, Craig.
Well, all the evidence that I presented kind of makes it a fact, you know?
Yeah, and you and your thousands of Globehead viewers will be like, fight the flat earth, kick this idiot's ass.
I mean, they'd be absolutely right, wouldn't they, to be fair? You presented zero evidence that the earth is flat.
No. Flat earth doesn't, it's self-evident truth, dude.
That's a lovely claim. If it was self-evident, then I would have found some evidence.
It's self-evidence, and you want to believe in all this pseudoscience nonsense lies.
No. I follow things that follow the scientific method, which is literally the definition of not being pseudoscience. So, I mean, are you from backwards world? Like, are you from an alternate reality? I mean, you might actually be from an alternate reality, because didn't you say an entire country moved?
Yeah, I could be from a different reality where I don't live on a
Which country was it that moved?
A bunch of countries moved. Sri Lanka moved. Italy moved. Germany moved.
Wait,
Cuba
Sri Lanka,
bigger.
Italy, and Germany all moved.
Yep.
Where was Italy before?
From my reality, the boot of Italy was straight down. Now it's cocked 45 degrees.
Okay, what about Germany?
Germany was landlocked in my reality. Now it has beaches. In the reality I came from.
Well,
and Sri Lanka moved. Are you going to be a Mandela shill as well?
A Mandela shill. I'm sorry. I couldn't write this stuff, honestly.
No, you couldn't.
No. Dude, you should write a book, because you've got some batshit crazy ideas that would be brilliant for some movies.
They could be. I could write a book or a screenplay or something. I'm just trying to figure out this world, Craig.
I mean, you're not doing a very good job, are you, dude? To be fair. You've never done a test or an experiment. You refuse to do tests or experiments which could verify what
I learned to use my brain and God-given critical thinking and discernment.
You don't have a brain. Right, let me ask you a question. When have you seen your brain?
I have not seen my brain.
How do you know you've got one? You're not just making an assumption.
True. Physically, there might not be a brain in my skull, and neither could there one be in yours.
Oh, God, please.
And if we cut it open to find out, we would be dead.
That needs to go on my soundboard.
Yeah. Hopefully, I gave you a lot of sound bites.
Discussion. We got 140,000 members in there. The group was just deleted a few minutes ago.
Oh, that's a shame.
Anyways, this was fun, Craig. It's 90 minutes. I got to get my list. I got to tackle my list. I got to eat something. I made
Thank
a
you for
list
being
of my
tonight's
stuff.
victim. Yeah, thank you for being tonight's victim, and once again proving that Flat Earth has zero evidence for anything. Good job.
Nothing.
If anything, I think
Flat
you might
Earth
be the
doesn't
shill
exist.
because you did an amazing job of proving the Earth's a globe during this debate. So I think you might be the one that's being paid.
Oh, I'm being paid by the Globe side?
I think so.
I'm a Globe. I was a Globe shill today.
I think they gave you money to do such a bad performance in a debate to convince people that the Earth's not flat. So good job.
See,
Thank you.
I've watched the debates, it's back and forth, this, blah, 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 blah. I just pointed out every one of your assumptions, and
I didn't make
people
any
can make their
assumptions.
own
That was weird.
decision. But you know what the end of this, like I told McToon, I like to call him McToon. I told him none of the Globies are going to believe in flat Earth. None of us flat Earthers are going to get back on the globe. So this was just
hold
a
on.
fun
I've got an
90
entire
minutes.
playlist called Interviews with Ex-Flat Earthers. And I've got 3 Ex-Flat Earthers lined up. Yes.
I just know
I'm
Jose
pretty
and
sure there's
Tiger
one
Dad.
watching right now. And then you've got Seek Truth, Speak Truth. You've got Blue. You've got what's his name? Something Cognition, Clear Cognition. Yeah, there's a whole playlist on my channel of interviews with ex-Flat Earthers, and I've got 3 more lined up.
Send me a link.
I get literally hundreds of emails every month going, "Oh, I was a flat earther, no, I'm not anymore."
Liar, Craig. That's a lie.
Not like flat Earth falls apart all the time. Like it's dying, dude. But, thank you for coming on. Like I said, thank you for coming and providing zero evidence for flat Earth. You did an amazing job of being a typical flat earther. Good job. Thank you.
You're welcome, Craig. Talk soon. Bye.
Talk soon. Speak to you later. MCToon, you there? If MCToon is in the chat, I'm going to bring him on for a brief second before I read the super chats. Oh, that was fun. I do love proving that an idiot is an idiot. I think I could count on no hands the amount of evidence that he actually brought to that. Oh, come on, 2 seconds. I'm just getting a link for Toon. Sorry about the audio issues during that as well, guys. Apparently, I might be having an issue with some conflicting audio drivers, but I have no idea what that means. So we'll see. We'll see. But it only seems to happen when I have to use Zoom or something. So obviously something going on with that. But thank you everyone for watching. I've enjoyed once again exposing Flat Earth for the stupid bullshit that it actually is. And there's a lot of stupid bullshit around Flat Earth, isn't there? A hell of a lot. Thank you everyone for watching. It really, really does mean the world. The support that you guys give me in the super chat and becoming members, it absolutely blows my mind. Now, I am at the moment also trying to raise some separate funds so that I can get my own version of vMix. And if anyone would like to help out with a donation towards that so that I can continue doing these awesome streams for you, any extra donations to paypal.me/FTFE would be greatly appreciated towards my vMix fund. But if you're not able to support me financially, it's cool. The best thing that you can do to help my channel is to share my stuff on social media. Doing that genuinely helps my channel grow. Now we have joining us the one, the only, the amazing, the worst rapper in the world, MCToon. How you doing, bud?
I'm good.
That was
I'm MCToon
something
tonight, apparently.
MCToon, yeah. All the flat earthers call you MCToon. Simon keeps calling you MCToon.
Yeah. All right, I guess I'm Scottish like you.
Yeah, I guess the debate I just had was pretty much a repeat of what happened on your channel, wasn't it?
It was the same, yeah.
Got any evidence? Yeah, but I don't need to show you. No. Well,
it's self-evident, apparently.
Then
I showed him Dwayne Kellum's video. Dwayne Kellum, the flat earther, his video showing the curve of the Earth. He's like, nuh-uh. That's all I had, That's all they ever have.
Yeah, I noticed. I'm going to go back through that and count the amount of nut-us. And I might do a highlight reel called the Nut Flat Earth Focker.
Yeah. That'll be long. It'll be just as long.
I might as well just post the entire debate again, eh?
Yeah. Yep. They're wondering if I draw better than Team Skeptic. No. I could not
His
hold
art
a
is
candle
kind
to his
of
drawing.
No, we sold a bunch of his art, and it made so much money that I now own England.
Hey, good for you.
Yeah, all of it, just completely. Don't tell the Queen, please. Yeah.
Yep.
So Flat Earth never brings any evidence to him. How many debates have you done? A good couple of hundred, right?
I just like 125 is my live stream count. Like I have a folder for each one, and not all of them are debates, but I'm near 100. Same thing. Nothing ever.
In all the debates you've had with Flat Earth, how many times would you say they presented evidence?
They try. Some of them have. I even got Hip Hop Hippie to try.
He's called Bumpy Earth 420 now.
Oh, yeah, I've seen. But yeah, it was no good, but he tried at least. You gotta give him something there.
I remember when I had Hip Hop Hippie
Focker
on.
didn't.
Yeah. Hip Hop Hippie's evidence to me was that floors in some stores are flat.
Oh, he showed Wolfie 6020's video of the Equatorial Mount telescope
moving.
moving.
That to me. Yeah.
As attempted proof. Yeah.
Yeah. Did he also show like a video of some mountains?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
It's
bumpy,
that's
not flat.
be.
It's proven that because he says he's not a flat earther, it's clearly not flat. It's got mountains and valleys. So he tried to present evidence of that, even though that's not really what we're arguing in Hip Hop Hippie.
We're not disagreeing with that. Oh, poor guy.
I know, right?
Poor what Dandelion? I feel sorry for Dandelion. Actually, his girlfriend.
But I think she's actually a flat earther as well.
Oh, jeez. I asked him about why he didn't go to the Flat Earth Conference in Colorado because he's not far, and she did not want him to go because of all the hot Flat Earth chicks that might be there. But I was at the one in Dallas, and I can assure Dandelion there was no competition.
Yeah. I think Robbie Davison was probably the best looking woman there.
Oh, it was weird. He's freakishly tall and skinnier than Team Skeptic. And his wife is not tall at all.
No.
And they're walking next to each other, and it's like they're on the way to the circus to perform.
When he did that dance on the stage.
Oh yeah, that I
was looking at the silhouette behind him, and the silhouette behind to me looked like what a extraterrestrial, like a grey, would look like if it was chasing after you. With the big spindly arms. That's what you're going to see when they're probing you. Is Robbie Davidson's shadow.
I took that video and then used Multi Tom Tom's rap, his Flat Earth rap, and I put them together. It's on my channel if you want to hurt yourself.
Can these flat earthers stop trying to rap, please? I mean, between Multi Tom Tom and Simon Perry, there is such a lack of rhythm.
There's Deanne Smo. There's allegedly Dave's alleged son is a rapper. Connor J. There's a lot of Flat Earth rappers.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
ODD, of course.
I've just been asked to help in a anti-Flat Earth rap, which will be coming out in maybe a week or so.
I don't want to be mean, but I'm not very hopeful.
Andrew Clark, who has written a few funny anti-Flat Earth songs and stuff, and did a song for my 40,000 subscriber thing, He's writing a Flat Earth rap and wants me to have a part in it. So you're all going to get to hear my rapping skills, which are great, honestly.
They could not be worse than mine.
That's a challenge. I'll accept it. All right. Well, thank you for popping on, Toon. I just wanted to bring you on and laugh at how Focker performed so badly in both of our debates.
Oh, yeah, it was good. Thanks. He was, you know what? I told him he's supposed to tell you that I was a better debater, but he didn't. I was going to send him $10, but so he's out $10.
Thank you for poking him as well and making sure that he agreed to come back onto my channel. Always nice.
Yeah.
If you guys aren't subscribed to MCToon, he holds regular debates with flat earthers, very much like me, and also does excellent debunkings of flat Earth and 5G, and is currently the #1 enemy of Mark Steele.
Yeah, he doesn't like me.
No, not at all. But yeah, thank you very much, Toon, for coming on. I'm going to read super chats and then go to bed because it's nearly 2 o'clock in the morning for me.
All right, man. We'll see you later.
Speak to you soon, bud. Bye.
All right, bye.
Guys, thank you very much for watching. It really does mean the world that you come and hang out whilst I parade stupidity for your entertainment. I'm going to read super chats, and boy, do I have a lot of super chats. Thank you very, very much. And like I said, I don't normally do fundraisers or anything, but at the moment I am trying to raise the funds to buy my own version of vMix. If you would like to help with that, the link to my PayPal will be .me/FTFE. If you would like to help me with my vMix fund, the link to my PayPal is there. Obviously, it is not needed and it is not expected. If you are able to help, I would greatly appreciate it. And it will go towards me keeping doing these amazing streams for you. Let's start with Bella Charge, one of the best people in the community, for $5 New Zealand dollars, says, "Let's go Fockers. I bought the gas. Who has the matches?" Not much with dumpster fire, not much shouting, just I kind of let him parade his own stupidity there, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. Then we got McFlatty, who I'm too afraid to debate, honestly. So he says, for $2, "Mac, I got your back tonight. I'm your wingman." I probably should have read out some of the things he was saying. Fuck YouTube for $5 says, "He's not there to prove flat Earth because it can't be proven." And that's right, it can't be. McFlatty for $2 says, "Mac, shut FTFE up. Show experiment that proved flat Earth." I was waiting. He didn't do it, did he? Philhammer335 for $5 says, "Focker, please give me a better solution to Coriolis to apply my long distance shooting calculations of firing solution past 1,000 meters." Now, Philhammer there is referencing some of the amazing work he did for a debate he had with Rad Vlad, which was on Team Skeptics channel a few days ago. Please go and check that out. Philhammer did an amazing job of using ballistics and firing solutions to demonstrate gravity and the Earth being curved and stuff. And I thought for his first debate, he did an amazing job. So if you'd like to see someone absolutely destroying Rad Vlad, go and check out Philhammer on Team Skeptics channel. We've got McFlatty for another $2. "Yeah, tell FTFE about the space testicle. I love my space testicle. Don't take my space testicle away." My mum bakes cake gave me a $1 Australian with no message. Thank you very much. Sebastian Bast for €5 says, "Hey FTFE, ask him how stars rotate counterclockwise in the northern and clockwise in the southern hemisphere. It doesn't make sense on a flat Earth." You would think that, but I was arguing with a flat earther today on Facebook that said that that proves the Earth can't be a globe. Yeah, let that sink in. David Oliver for £2 says, "Craig, FTFE, show him optical illusions." Flat Earth is just an illusion. McFlatty for $2. "Flat Earth Focker is winnering." Never. Schrodinger's cat, my main man, he actually debated Focker about 2 years ago on the Non Sequitur show, and I hosted and moderated that for them. It says, "I destroyed Focker 2 years ago. His response is to debate an even better debunker. Lol." Oh, Schrodinger. I wouldn't say I'm better than you, mate. I just do different things. You are incredible at debunking and pointing out the stupidity of those sovereign citizen idiots. You're just as good as me, man, and you're awesome. We should talk more. Flat and Destruction for $5. Flat Earther, stop with the bullshit. It's all they've got, dude. You know that. Mark Platinum for $4.99 with no message. Thank you very much. McFlatty for another $2. Haha. FTFE doesn't know clouds are cold plasma, lol. McFlatty, that is fucking top secret. Will you shut up? Schrodinger's cat for $1.99 says, does Focker still believe they moved Sri Lanka? Yes, and Italy and Germany. Woo! Flattened destruction for $5, Focker. Basically, if you keep your field of view and measure smaller than what it takes to settle the matter, you can lie and a-hole assume it's flat. Yeah, that's all they do. A-hole assume it's flat. Aslam, another excellent new debater, for $2 says, can we ask him for a functional flat earth based map? I kept asking for evidence. There isn't any. Jet Guitars for $5 says that we have the burden of proof, says he doesn't need to measure anything, but says that we need to. I know, flat earth hypocrisy at its best. Fuck YouTube for $5 says, where can I get a bottle of whatever flat earth fucker is vaping from my mod? I'm pretty sure it's illegal. McFlatty for $2 says, yeah, Mac went to a special school. That I can fucking believe. Mark Platinum for $4.99 says, the guy was an honor student. Did they have a blind and deaf child grading his assignments? David Oliver for £5 says, flat earth is deceiving. They told me it was flat. I did some tests and found it to be a globe. That's deceiving, fucker. Yeah, but flat earth don't really do tests. Michael Ascotta for $5 says, ask him to explain why when using a map and compass for navigation you have to add or subtract the geometric angle in order to stay on proper course. It's because it's a globe. He wouldn't get it. Syed Ahmed for $4.99 says, amazing. A Flerf complaining about learning and measurements. What next? Using logic and compiling so-called evidence? I know. Could you imagine a flat earther with evidence? It's crazy, right? Flat and Destruction for $5 says, flat earther, debate me. I will seriously give you $1,000 to make a flat earth point I can't debunk. No loss for you if I win. I'll message him and ask and see if I can set that up. David Oliver for £2 says, are parsecs per minute, per hours, etc. degrees? He doesn't understand that degrees aren't feet because they're not even remotely similar. McFlatty for $2. Flat earth Focker, you're destroying FTFE. It's mean. David Oliver for £10, thank you very much, dude, says, hey, FTFE, I've told team I'm going to tell you, Nathan Oakley has been starting on Sarbrine Hossenfelder in one of his live streams. I've now subscribed to her channel. She knows her stuff. I will check that out. Nathan Oakley is also attempting to dox people. Look out for Mr. Sensible's video tomorrow. Flat and Destruction for $5 says, no, Flatty, you are garbage. No way it's a coincidence that every pendulum Earth just happens to go through a 24-hour cycle every single time. If you're at the poles, it'd be one rotation in 24 hours. At the equator, it wouldn't rotate, and obviously it changes depending on the latitude. Flat and Destruction for $2. He's a Poe. The bickering is a dead giveaway. No, unfortunately, he is as stupid as he seems. Aslam for $2. Every time I step into the cockpit, I prove a globe. Yeah, Havershine formula. That's what needs to be said. C4 for $10. Thank you. Don't forget this moron thinks they are coming into our houses and stealing letters off our sneakers. Paranoid much. That's right. In the debate with Schrodinger's cat on Non Sequitur show, he said that the government were coming into his house at night and taking the letters off of all the sneakers in the house to change how it was spelt. I know, right? Flat and Destruction for $5 says, you can't assume when a gyro drifts at rates proportional to latitude. If you left them on, they'd draw lines to make concentric circles on a sphere. Too much, like, maths and logic and science there, dude. General E. Shady for $2 says, Poe, space-denying maggot, full, uneducated. Yes, you're right. Swedish Vapor UK for £2 says, the burden of proof is entirely on flat Earth. Yeah, but they just use the burden of proof switch fallacy. It was hilarious when Focker's like, that's a fallacy. What kind? I don't know. Then we got DJ Ronnie G for $5 says, flat earth researcher doesn't trust Wolfie, and I don't trust the flat earther. Come on, guest. Look past your confirmation bias. Then we've got David Oliver for $2 who says flat earth is pseudoscience 100%. Bella Charge for $2 New Zealand says, check your DMs for answer to your audio problems. Yes, thank you. I'm going to find a better way to deal with that and possibly get some more RAM and sort out my drivers. Thank you for the advice. General E. Shady for $5 Australian says, here's $5 to say bye. This Poe isn't smart as a drunk flute fry. Won't give him my attention anymore. Fist in his face needed. Total trash. Laters. Thank you, Shady. Much appreciated. David Oliver for £5 says, where is the real photos of flat earth? All I see is drawings of flat earth and cartoons. Then a bunch of laughy emojis. Yeah, they constantly say, you've only got like cartoons. Ask them for any picture of flat earth and they bring up cartoons. Almost a Doctor for $2 Australian says, I work with people who do satellites for a living. Me too. Wisco Life for $5 says, I have a 2,700mm lens set up along with a telescope. Why am I unable to see the Southern Cross from Wisconsin? Is that personal perspective nonsense? It's because, and listen to me here, the Earth isn't flat. Robert Williams for $4.99 says, Guy just said Germany was landlocked. Ever hear of German high seas fleet of World War I? The cruiser Emden and the U-boat menace, Battle of Jutland? No, none of that existed. And then the NASA black site for $2 Australian says, Cloud pick from Australia in Discord. Oh, sorry, I never got to that, but thank you very much. And that is it for tonight, guys. Thank you very much for hanging out for once again and a complete destruction of Flat Earth. Now, coming up on my channel, there's going to be a few changes. I'm going to be revamping the channel quite a lot. You're going to be seeing a lot more of Red's rhetoric and Brainy Beaver on the channel to help me debunk the fucking idiots that come on and try to argue with me. So look forward to that. I'm going to be starting the FTFE podcast, so also look out for that. Thank you very much for coming along. Please, please, please share the stream on Facebook and Twitter. That really, really helps the channel. I will see you on the weekend, Saturday hopefully, for episode 50 of Flerfs Are Idiots. And remember, stupidity is not a right. Fight the flat earth.
Fight the flat. Fight the flat. Fight the flat.